Hello, thank you for tuning into this section of reads. These reads are definitely valid for whenever you come to them. The cards and dice, that's going to be below. This should be on YouTube channel James13 Wicca, just in case you're seeing it somewhere else. This is where it should be on YouTube. And that being said, this is the last month I'm going to be doing readings Renewed and Rescued, but there's cool things there if you want to check it out. It's in Herkimer, New York. If you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. It's James the number 4 at James the number 4 astral@gmail.com. Excuse me, it should be right down here. And if you'd like the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Capricorn? What is going on is a great question. I think what's going on here is actually good. It needs to be refined, maybe? Okay. You've been waiting for something to come in. You've been waiting for something to happen. You've been waiting. I keep getting this. This card feels to me like you've been waiting, which this is a moving ahead card. So, this is a card that's moving ahead. But I keep getting like you've been waiting. So, let's get a little clarity on that. I saw it coming, but I had to wait. I saw it coming, but I had to wait. I don't know. The Three of Wands by itself is just like the ship coming in, time to move forward, advancement. That's how I generally read that. I feel like I had to wait for something to come, and I've been waiting for it. I've been ready. I think this is what I'm really supposed to get from this. I've been ready. You've been ready. Okay. But the thing is, with Capricorn, you don't just take anything. You take what you want. Just because somebody gives it to you doesn't mean you're taking it. So something comes in. I've been waiting. Something finally comes in. And even though I just said that, you don't, just because somebody presents it to you doesn't mean you're going to take it. I feel like I know that this is what I've been waiting for. At the same time, I don't like how it's coming towards me. I don't like how it's being presented. Something about it, I'm like, that is what I want, but that's not the way I want it. But I've been waiting. And I have been waiting. So I'm like, I'm very torn about this. Like, I don't want to really wait anymore. I've waited long enough. I don't like the way this is coming towards me, but then again, this is what I want. And there's a lot, that 10 of Swords is like, I don't know about this. But at the same time, I'm like, do I want to let this pass me by? And who knows how much longer I have to wait for another opportunity. And I feel like I'm wasting time waiting for another opportunity. Judgment and Question. And then the Two of Swords also. Judgment and Question is the card like this, coming up like that. Like, it could go my way, but I might not take it, and that could go against me, vice versa. If I take it, it could go for or against me. If I leave it, it could go for or against me. I don't feel like I'm in a position to make whatever choice I make, it's going to go my way. Energy, I'm like, I could take it, and it could go for or against me. I could leave it, that could go for or against me. If I leave it, I might wait for another 10 years, is kind of what I'm feeling. If I take it, this may really not be what I want. But if I take it, this could be exactly what I want. I could fix it. I just don't feel like I can easily win this. It's annoying. It's like I just don't have a clear-cut answer what I should do. And it's not like you're not trying. You're definitely trying to figure it out. Putting in a lot of work, trying to ask questions, possibly researching where you can, thinking it out. I just feel like no matter what direction I go, I have no guaranteed answer about what will happen next, and it's bothering me. I don't want to wait anymore. I keep getting that too. I don't really want to. And it's coming down to like whatever this situation that I've been waiting for, either take it now and try, or I let it go and possibly not get another opportunity. And it bothers me. It really bothers me. I feel like whatever I'm looking at, I'm like, all right, I'm either going to do this and like, we'll see what happens, or I'm going to let it go and change my total focus because I'm just not going to do this anymore. If this isn't going to happen this time, then I'm going to go a different direction because this is too frustrating and I'm fed up. And I say that carefully because in my opinion, Capricorn is not a give up energy. But if you've had your limit, then you've had your limit. So this looks like you're going to choose to try. It's going to take a bit of work. It does look like you're going to try. Doesn't mean you have to anything. I feel like that's obvious, but it seems like I think this reading is kind of geared towards like if you give it a shot, if you go that direction, if you claim it. So I probably shouldn't say that it looks like you're gonna. I think this is more like if you give it a shot, this is the more likely pattern where you can see it going. And it's gonna take some work. I don't think that's gonna shock you. There's gonna be parts of this situation, even though you're loving it and you're like, there's a lot that I love, there's also gonna be there's the Page of Cups reversed. It's like the Knight of Cups right side up, the Page of Cups reversed. So it's kind of like there's going to be pieces here that are just not acceptable and I can't ignore. The majority is going to be more to my favor. How do we... You don't have to be involved in conflicts with this situation. You've been waiting for a long time. And it feels like, all right, you've been waiting for a long time. This isn't working the way I want it to. This isn't presented the way I want it to be presented. You don't have to fight for it, is what I'm getting. You don't have to be in that energy if you don't want to be. The other option here is to just keep the energy moving. With the Temperance card, keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving, and keep it moving, and then on your own, I feel very privately, I'm stepping back, and I'm like, all right, I did that, what did that do? I'm keeping this moving, what is that doing? And I'm evaluating situations and people without people realizing that I'm doing it. I'm doing it very privately. I'm keeping things moving so people don't get in my way. That's part of this. And there is some aggravation there. I don't think there's a way to get around it. There's going to be some aggravation there, but it's like keeping the energy moving actually could make it a lot easier for you. And it feels like I'm also avoiding some conflict that I don't need to have. Speaking of conflict, little fuzzballs over here. He likes to lick this little bag on the floor to get on my nerves so that I give him what he wants. I don't know why I'm sharing that, but in case you want to know, there you go. And I'm almost wondering if there's some of that going on here for you too. Little aggravations that really aren't that bad, but might get under your skin. Kind of like, stop that sound, stop it. Like, like that type of thing. You don't have to get caught up in the controversy. Just keep the energy moving, and you keep evaluating it. You keep paying attention. Keeps you in control. Keeps you at the advantage. And that's where we need you, right? This is not going to be smooth sailing. I don't think you'd believe me if I said it would. And good for you. There's going to be a need to adjust and create new plans as you go. I do feel like if you see that going into this, it doesn't have to be that big of a deal. Kind of like you knew that was going to happen. Doesn't mean you're going to go for any old plan or any old change or just like that. No, I'm not expecting that either. But I'm getting like there's going to be information coming in. There's going to be opportunities coming in. We're going to have to go different directions. We're going to have to create something different than originally expected. It's going to be one of those situations if you really want it. There's a lot of value, but there's also a lot of like energy trying to push this forward. If you go into it, there's going to be energy trying to push it forward, push it forward, push it forward. It should all be flowing fairly in the same way. So it's like if I'm looking at this energy, it's, for example, it starts going west, it keeps going west, and maybe it starts going a little south a little bit, and it keeps going that way, then it maybe goes back north a little bit. But for the majority of it, keeps going pretty much the same way is what I'm getting from it. I do feel like you're going to be very appreciated, and when I get the unexpected is like whatever or whoever you're dealing with, I feel like they didn't expect you to be able to keep up. And you are keeping up if you choose this is what I'm getting. Mostly because Capricorn does not get involved with things to fail. If they get involved, they are damn well going to succeed. So they might be a little bit surprised at how fortified you are in the situation. Like, no, I showed up to make it work, so it's going to work. And that's kind of how the Capricorn energy that I'm feeling is going. Kind of like, no. I showed up, therefore I showed up to win. I didn't show up to go, oh, I hope so. No, I showed up because I'm going to win. That's how that works. Take it with a grain of salt. Are you going to like that it constantly keeps moving forward? You'll get used to it, but I'm getting like there's a lot to celebrate here. There's a lot of things moving forward. Like these two cards are movement cards, moving forward, things going quickly. You're going to get some benefit out of it. Is this a 4? Yeah, it's a 4 of Cups. So the 4 of Cups is like the majority is going your way, but there's always going to be that annoyance that kind of like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. There's some of this I just don't like. Even the majority goes your way, it's the points of contention could get kind of loud. I feel like, I hope I don't say this the wrong way. The points of contention are never going to be fixed. Lovely, right? But once I accept it, I stop paying attention to it. It's kind of like this is never going to go the way I want it to. Over here, that's never going to go the way I want it to. And like when I say you're not going to pay attention to it anymore, it's kind of like if you have somebody who's just a troublemaker, you'll be aware of them. You'll keep an eye on them, but you're never expecting anything better. So it's like, oh, they're starting trouble again. Oh, well, shock. I just feel like it starts to fade into the background. It's kind of like I'm never expecting them to fire that person because for some reason they never do. They must know somebody. They're always going to be there. I just feel like I'm never expecting improvement, so I just stop paying attention to it. And it's kind of like when I see this can be a teacher card. Does it say hunger? This can be like learning like what it's learning what has to and doesn't have to trigger me. It's kind of like what danger is it creating for the situation and keeping my eye on that. Just making sure it doesn't sink the ship. Otherwise, the situation itself, or like for example, if it's a person, I'm keeping an eye on them, making sure they don't damage what I'm working on. If they damage stuff for themselves, well, too bad for them. It's on them. As long as they don't damage what I'm working on, I don't care what they do. And I'm not going to worry about them. This can be one of those teacher cards, learning cards. And being self-sufficient, never expecting anything more from it, just keeping your stuff safe and like, yeah, they're being goof, whatever. As long as they stay away from my stuff, as long as they don't cause damage for me, they're their own problem. They cause damage for themselves, I don't really see why I would care about that. It's kind of like that's their problem. They want to be like that. Good luck to them. This card showing up here, I don't know how to feel about you just yet. It's one of those weird cards to me. be aware of people who realize that whatever this is bothers you and constantly brings up the subject. Because they might have to go into that category too. This is, like I said, this is one of those weird cards. Because purity is like, you know, it's a weird concept with this and like what it's supposed to be. Just like, I just feel like this energy might be one of those things where they constantly want to say, wouldn't it be better if it was like this Capricorn? Wouldn't it be better if it was like that Capricorn? Wouldn't it be better if it was perfect Capricorn? You might need to put them in that little box too. Up to you if you do, of course. But you might need to put them in that box too. Like, okay, you're a problem too because you won't. Like, I clearly can't fix that. Stop bringing it up. Go away. Go away. Overall, I feel like they're saying if you decide to go this direction, this is what you can kind of expect from it. Take it with a grain of salt. Readings are for entertainment purposes only, as you know. But if you can put yourself in proper perspective, it could be worth it. It could be worth it. There's more good than bad here. I feel that. It just it reminds me of like having that job and having that boss that's just, you just don't like them. You just don't like them. The money's good. The people you work with is good, except for that one. And it's like, I constantly have to deal with them, and it's kind of like not letting the whole thing fail or walking away from it just because of that one problem. And trying to find a way to manage that and mitigate that so it doesn't bring the house down on you. You can have a lot of success here. It's up to you whether it's worth it or not. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.